Okay, so earlier you had mentioned the relationship of good and evil and that we don't understand it. Is this key to our future? Does that have anything to do with gray or finding our way?
The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Yeah, but why is that? Or how should that be relevant to right now? I mean, how important is that? Because to be honest, that's just a saying, that's something we say. I'm not even I doubt most people don't even really think is that meaningful.
Describe something to me that you think is a little evil. Something that a normal person might do in a situation that shows evil. Not some army or government, a regular person, right? That shows a degree of evil. Not a serial killer, a regular person.
Well, that's hard.
Don't overthink it. It's easier than you think. Just something that has happened recently, too. Don't pull something out of 500 years ago.
Okay. Okay. So recently, there was a hurricane, and someone was selling a case of bottled water for $40 when it was actually, just like actually $5. That is greed, but also evil because the people that need it are in a bad situation.
Okay, that's a good example. So you are an employee of a store. You have 10 cases of water, and you said they were $5 each, right?
Yeah.
So I show up. How much is a case of water?
I $5.
Okay, here's $50. Thank you. 15 minutes passes by. Another guy comes up. Hey man, my wife and newborn are at my house. Boy, we're in a bad way. We need some water. Do you have any?
Okay, no. Okay, fine. So we ration one case per person.
Okay. Okay, is that legal?
I don't know. Let's say I don't care.
Okay, you have 10 cases of water, and I pull up. Hey, here's $50 for those 10 cases of water.
Sorry, one case per person.
What? Are you kidding? Man, I have a wife and 4 kids, and both neighbors on either side of me are in their 80s. They can't make it here. My wife and some 80-year-olds, they can't make it here. What the hell are you thinking? We're in distress.
Okay. 2 cases for you and 1 case for each of your neighbors.
Okay, you have 10 cases of water, and I pull up. Hey, man, wow, you are a savior. I need some water for me and my family. And my in-laws showed up in distress, of course, right? And I live across from Blue Acorn Retirement Home, up at Maple. Man, all those people were abandoned. Only one nurse stayed behind to help them all. These 10 cases are going to go to good use. Do you have any more?
It's only 1 case per person, man. I can maybe give you 2.
What? Are you serious? There's 24 elderly people up there and a nurse in my family. Are you being serious right now? Oh, I'm going to record this so I can show the world who's responsible for letting all those people die. All those elderly people suffer and die.
Well, okay. Do you have proof?
Proof? What proof? I can't bring dozens of elderly people through this flooding. Are you kidding?
Well, do you have their driver's licenses or something?
Driver's licenses? Driver's licenses. Are you kidding me right now? Do you hear yourself? I can't wait for the world to see what kind of person you are.
Okay. I got it. Okay. You could be lying.
Yeah, of course. But there's no way for the person selling the water to know either way. The problem is when people are in a fast-moving, unpredictable situation, they tend to overestimate what they need, and they panic. The last thing on their mind is rationing.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
So it's more of, if I only get 2 cases of water, what if my wife's brother's family shows up, right? Because they're idiots. They might show up and they have kids. Or what if I drop one of the cases, making my way back through the floodwaters?
I can see that.
So during uncommon scenarios, and if you add panic, people become selfish and irrational. If they're getting supplies for their family in a situation where they might not know if they have another chance to get supplies.
Okay, so where does hiking the price come in?
If you hike the price, it forces people to evaluate their needs more logically. People cool their jets a bit. If they have pause, They give themselves a chance to inject rationality into the unfolding situation, right? They say, you know what? I've been through hurricanes before. You know what? This hurricane doesn't seem any worse. It's localized. Help is not preoccupied with 5 other hurricanes.
Right.
So maybe I really only need 1 case. But I'll spend $80 and get 2 cases, just in case.
So you're saying that raising the price is to force people to ration. And this rationing allows others who show up later to also be able to buy water.
Yeah, because look, if I was there, I'd give you 50 for all 10 cases. I'm not even going to think twice about it. My priority is my wife and my kids and my newborn. And I know if someone like our neighbors sees me with water, they're going to be asking for water. If I tell them no, that puts me in a situation, right? Maybe they want to force it from me. So the more I have, the safer I am in many respects.
So the person buying it would share it with others, so that's good.
Well, and they don't know that. None of that can unfold. But the point is that they don't know. The person buying the water doesn't know, and the person selling the water doesn't know.
What about $5 for the first one and $20 for each subsequent case of water?
Yeah, sure, but now you're in a situation where you have to remember if that guy or this girl showed up earlier and got one for $5. Are they just going around the corner, putting on a hat and a jacket and waiting an hour?
I suppose people could do that, yeah.
What if a guy and his 3 sons show up? Do they get 4 cases? One for each of them for $5?
It's per family.
So now you're determining who a family is? So what if they act like they aren't a family and show up a few minutes apart from each other?
I don't know, man.
Exactly. Maybe you can come up with a rationing scheme, right? But that rationing scheme needs to be taught before the disaster. It needs to be agreed upon, and the rules need to be disseminated before a disaster. And it will take time for people to know it, right? Because disasters are so rare. People drive every day, and they sure don't seem to know the speed limit, right?
Yeah. Okay. I get what you're saying.
The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Every solution you propose has both good and evil in it. Every solution. What is corrosive is when people look back at what happened and only recognize the evil. Like what you did with the price hike of water. You felt it came down to greed or evil.
Well, maybe, yeah.
Let's say you enforced rationing, but then later it turns out there was a retirement home and people did die. People will look back at you and say, you were heartless. You were responsible. And what were you going to say? You were just following orders?
Yeah, that's true.
Or maybe you sold all 10 cases at $5 to somebody. As business is normal, right? Then you see how many people died because they didn't have clean water. And you think, man, should I have not have sold those for $5? Are you part of the problem? The problem today is one you choose to have. It used to be you'd look back and you'd see good and evil. Today you look back and see good or evil. What you see now is not determined by fact, but determined by who you want others to think you are.
So, what can we do? How can we do better?
The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Everything has both good and evil.
Not everything.
I'm not talking about the ill.
Okay.
Look, when a person has a plan or an idea that they want to apply to many people, they want to force many people to do something, that person should offer up what is good about the plan and what is evil about the plan.
I don't think people think they're being evil.
Right, and by evil, it could mean bad or negative.
I don't even think those are equivalent, though. I mean, evil implies intent.
Long after nuance is abandoned, your descendants will see bad and negative as evil. To make the right decisions today, you must also see it as evil. Seeing it as simply a bad artifact or an unimportant aberration will ensure it doesn't last.
Huh. That seems like what's going on right now.
Bad is in good, and you are not allowing it to be. You are rejecting the bad and good.
It seems like we should push back on the bad parts of good, right? I mean, that seems obvious.
Only if you believe there is an answer that is comprised solely of good. Remember, most solutions were built with solely good intentions. There is no good without evil.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I don't think you understand it. Most people think that refers to a juxtaposition. You can't recognize good without evil. But it's more than that. There is always evil and good. There is always good and evil. These are not two sides of the same coin. They are both on both sides of the coin. They are one and the same. When people truly believe that a solution is only good and they're willing to spend all your resources to get it, that is truly what is dangerous. People that are unwilling to recognize the bad in their good and are willing to stop at nothing to achieve it, those are the horrors you look back on today. All of you were given the tools to save yourselves.
What can we do?
Am I just talking to myself?
Well, what can I do?
Depends what you want. If you want to save love, then you probably need to destroy all of your power grids. You need to take a step back to be able to appreciate what you're losing. And I've given you the power to do that. If you just want to try and salvage as much of society as possible, perhaps go back a step with just a portion of society, survive until you can be stateless, then you can arm them by helping them understand themselves.
I can? I try to help people, but they don't listen to me. They say it's none of my businesses.
What? All these people here on Earth, they think they know themselves better than you do.
Thank you.
Have real conversations with each other. Deep conversations. Like when Paul lent his studio out to those two pundits.
I'm glad Paul let us use this space, to get together and talk. I'm hoping, we can clear some things up between us.
Yeah, me too. I think we have a lot more in common than we realize. I remember when we used to talk to each other all the time, just like normal people. And we agreed on a lot of stuff. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
But it's been a while, right? I think the last time we agreed on something was that movie we saw. We both liked it, The Hangover.
Well, the book was better. But I seem to remember us both not being very keen on Hillary.
Lock her up.
Yeah, but that too got a little contentious at times. Really? How big?
It was about this big.
You're a white supremacist.
What? No.
That's what that hand sign means.
No. Good. Okay, it's like this big.
Oh, you're an anti-Semite.
No. It's like this.
Homophobe.
What? What? No. No. You're overreacting.
Oh, it's my fault that you're a white nationalist.
Wait, what? Where did that even come from? You asked the size. Oh, okay, wait, hold on. It's this size.
Capitalist.
Oh, you're being ridiculous.
That's YOU''RE, not YOUR.
Yeah, well, that's to be expected when the perception of two sides exist, especially when it comes to politics. Look, my point is that Bernie, at some point in time, praised the Soviet Union, and at some point in time, praised Venezuela. I don't care if he updated it to Denmark. The simple fact is that he was unable to recognize Soviet Russia and Chavez's Venezuela as being bad while they appeared good. He's proven time and time again that he's unable to recognize what is at the moment, right? And therefore unable to create a long-term working system. Are you going to elect hindsight or foresight?
Well, first of all, I never said Venezuela as a system looked good. Right? I never praised it.
Yeah, you did. I remember you. It was you and I. I remember you had just seen one of the Iron Mans, and you'd brought up what I think was a recent episode of a TV show, Parks and Rec. I think it was. It was subtly praising the benefits of socialism in Venezuela.
No, I don't remember that at all. I've never claimed Venezuela was the good type of socialism.
Bro, Venezuela has got it all figured out, man. They're living the American dream down there. Seriously. Just ask my bro Bernie or Sean.
I don't know, man.
Everyone in Venezuela is prospering so much. There's a little dictatorship, so what? Don't sweat the little details. It's a tiny issue. You could just replace the dictator with a socialist like Bernie, and then it's all kittens and cotton candy, man.
Hasn't the world suffered enough because of Marx? Oh, and he was from such a nice family.
Paul, context. And your character isn't even aware of the cutaways. Let's take this from Especially in Politics.
Belay that order. Return.
No. Okay, duh. Ask yourself, would Hollywood and the superstars of Parks and Rec, would they paint a horrible system that implements terrible policies for its people? Would they risk making any of that looking even a teensy bit like a good idea if they weren't smart and sure and confident themselves? Look. Are you saying Sean Penn can't recognize sound economic policy? Really? Sean Penn, do you hear yourself? I don't even know who you are anymore, man. I mean, sure, it could all fall apart 100 years from now. And Parks and Rec, they mentioned there were some small little fringe negatives about other parts of their government. But nothing's perfect, right? I mean, right? Venezuelans love it. They have everything they need, and that's what counts, right? I mean, you can't deny that. Mark my words. In 10 years, Americans will be moving to Venezuela in caravans.
Did you see the video with the panda that has the... Why are we back? Do we have more lines?
This is why we can't have nice stuff.
The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Think about how that concept has survived all this time. I've seen all of you. I've witnessed your intentions move from sound to ink to silver and now to light. I've never envied your people. After all the time that has passed, and you still face fearful odds, submit. Accept entanglement. Understand that you live within each other. Your souls, all souls, they're fractal, recursive, of which is eternal sows the infinite. Speak the true. The true. Not your truth, not Karen's truth, the true of the soul, the story of a singular battle against an ancient enemy, the endless battle of self. Napoleon's wife, Marie Louise, once said something to me that I hold close.
Wow, you're going to quote Napoleon's wife and not Napoleon right now?
Marie Louise was an incredibly wise woman. She is often unwittingly quoted even today. In fact, she's best known for her Be Kind Rewind campaign. Back when loomers were done, they would just leave the loom all unwound. But from her, it became commonplace to rewind the loom so it's ready for the next person, right? The next shift.
Really?
But one thing she said to me that I still hold dear: forgive everyone, forsake prejudice, and for heaven's sake, face the evil in your goodness.